Messi now. Everyone on the edge of their seats. Messi going for goal!
Join the fun, the excitement, the build-up to the World Cup, Russia 2018. Join Sam and Bayo right here on this station as they review notable World Cup moments, participating teams, individual players, coaches, match officials, and many more. You don't want to miss Russia Roundup with your hosts Sam and Bayo right here on this station.
At last, Wayne Rooney has scored and the World Cup. It's an own goal. Brazil are behind off Marcelo. A nightmare start for the host nation.
Hello sport fans, welcome to another episode of your show, our show, the #1 soccer show on TV in the entire United States of America. Yes, I said that because we're so sure of it that we bring you the best information and highlights and of course top analysis on the FIFA World Cup coming up in Russia 2018. My name is Bayo and Sam. I have Sam Mbono, generally as we always do every week, in the studio today, and Group C is going to be our focus on the show this week. This Group C has France, former European and world champion in this group. It has Australia, the Socceroos in this particular group. It has Peru for the first time in their history. They are coming to the FIFA World Cup, and of course it has Denmark. They have qualified for the last 4 FIFA World Cup. Remember Denmark, what they did to Nigeria at the France 98 FIFA World Cup when we were all looking forward to meet Brazil without beating the Danish yet. Sam, welcome to this week episode of Russia Roundup. It's exciting to always be here.
It's exciting to always sit here and talk about the beautiful game of soccer. And this week edition, we're on Group C, and we're talking about Peru, talking about France, the Socceroos, that is the Aussies, and also the Danish. I can't forget Brian Landrop, Michel Landrop,
and
Ebesand. You know, we are so myopic that we've not won the Danes, and we're talking about meeting Brazil.
Sam, let me tell you a quick story that I listened to from Brian Landrop. He said, and luckily, fans, you're going to see that particular short film today on the show. He said, during the warm-up of that game, we were not there at that time. I think I was in my final year in school that time. He said during the warm-up, they were looking at all the Nigerian players, all the stars, all the Sunday Olise. This was his word right now. All the Sunday Olise, JJ Okocha, and he said they were laughing at us. That is to tell you how, like the word you use, myopic, and I think, I don't want to say stupid, the team were that time that the Danish weren't going to do anything. He said, and that was enough motivation for them to go back in and tell themselves, guys,
we're going to beat these guys.
We're going to kick them today. And it happened, Sam.
One thing we didn't remember was that Denmark were European champions 92. They did not qualify because Yugoslavia pulled out because of the conflict in their region that time. Denmark was, brought in to replace them, and then went all the way to beat Germany in the finals. So that's why I say we are myopic, because we did not really research on the Danish national team, their players.
Maybe because we're looking at them at the academy level or at the youth level, and
that
these are the
was
top guys.
Star-studded.
Well, I mean, we have so much to talk about today, but Sam, first and foremost, France is in this group. France, we know their antecedents over the past year.
Yeah.
And of course, 1998 was actually the best year for them.
They are golden generation too.
96, they won not 96, in 2000.
In 2000.
In 2000, they won the European Championship. In 98,
they won the World
Cup, beating everybody, including the almighty Brazil at that particular World Cup, and they are here. But the #1 issue we're going to talk about today in this particular show is the goal line technology. The effect and the challenge that this particular solution is going to solve is really, really huge. It's a brilliant solution as far as I'm concerned. And why are we bringing the goal line technology? Because we've seen what it has done to teams in the past years at the FIFA World Cup and other major tournaments in the beautiful game. Remember, Sam, in 2000 Nations Cup, Nigeria, Ghana, of course, that
Nigeria-Cameroon.
That penalty kick in the final,
Nigeria-Cameroon.
Nigeria-Cameroon, our own Victor Ikpeba. Victor Nusa Ikpeba.
Prince of Monaco.
He scored a brilliant penalty. Of course, he hit the bar, and of course,
and he had his hand.
It was a goal.
Just like this on his
head.
head.
Had his hand on his head like this.
What does that mean?
Also remember at Germany 2006. Was it Germany or was it Germany 2006?
In South Africa 2010?
South Africa 2010. Frank Lampard scored a
England-Argentina
beautiful goal against Argentina.
And they ruled it out.
That would have given them the opportunity to qualify to move on to the next stage, and that goal was ruled out. Of course, it was only given, they only said it was a goal after, but there was a solution at the end of the day. At the 2014 World Cup, it was tested, and of course, it was tested with the France-Honduras game in that time. Sam, what do you think is the effect of the goal line technology in the football?
I mean, if you're going to beat me in a soccer match, beat me, square and fair. Don't beat me with dubious referee call. Let me digress a little bit. In national football, in the NFL, the coaches have a chance, opportunity to challenge a play, to challenge a referee call on the field of play. And they have to review it, look at the video. They have to look at it extensively to see if that call was the right call. And if it's not, that call will be overturned. And if it is, the call on the field will stand. So people will say, oh, it will rob us the spontaneity of soccer. I mean, if you're going to beat a team square and good.
Beat them.
Be fair in beating them. Don't win due to dubious goal that didn't cross the line, and the referee, due to human error, will say it crossed the line, or something that didn't happen. So it's a welcome development. It shows that soccer is embracing everybody's opinion on how we can make it a better game.
Of course, Sam, I'm happy you actually said that. But of course, there's another innovation that FIFA is bringing into our beautiful game again. And a lot of people actually supported the goal line technology. The goal line technology received a lot of love and welcome from everyone. That, okay, there will be no more cheat. And the EPL, the English Premier League, are currently using it. I think the only franchise not using it yet is the MLS, and hopefully they'll probably embrace it.
That one, the referee like this.
MLS saying it is very expensive for now, and then we're going to but the VAR, a lot of people they are not welcoming it with the same
I do. I welcome it.
Say, okay, it's going to delay our game, it's going to take the passion away. But I think, like you rightly said,
I think it's good
that whatever that will make the game to be won in a good way, that was okay. We were beaten by.
We are beaten fair and square by these guys.
What is your opinion about the VAR?
Sometimes we've seen a player who is offside and he scores a goal, and that goal goes ahead to determine that game. No, if a player is offside and the referee is not sure about that call the VAR. Go and review it. Look at what happened, and if that call may be the right call. If it's not, then you give us the right call.
Exactly.
Referees are human beings like us. Human errors comes in. A referee might be 40, 50 yards away from the action, and he will blow. What is he blowing for? Maybe his assistant referee on the sideline didn't even see clearly.
I mean, yours truly is a soccer referee, right? And I know that even at the level that we ref, which is the youth level, we have some of this challenge as well.
Can I ask you a question as a soccer referee? Go I want to put you on the hot seat right now.
Please go ahead.
Sometimes, how do you feel when a human error on your side as a referee,
which happens,
cost a team a game? Like after the game, now you not come back and watch the video, be like, this guy was offside. I could have blown something different. How do you feel?
That's an honest question. You feel bad. I mean, it's a natural thing. You're human, right? Except I know there are some human that even when they make error, they're like, "Smell, come on, it's nothing." But it's a natural event. Especially for me, that I'm an administrator of the game. I ref the game. I actually know that players get hurt when they don't get the kind of result they want. So most of the time, referee will always commit errors. There's no way you won't do that. And like you said, sometimes you ref a U20 boys game, for example. Those boys that play at U20, they are at the prime of their game, and they might switch a ball from 5 yards. You might be close to 5 yards. From that 5 yards to
40 yards
8
out.
yards, and
you
have no choice than to be on that spot at that time with that particular thing. But Sam, definitely we'll discuss more about that. And of course, we'll look at these 4 teams definitely individually, and of course the games they're going to play against each other when we come back from this break. So as we were talking about the goal line technology, we're going to bring you that highlight of when the goal line technology was first used in a FIFA World Cup match, and that is France versus Honduras at the 2014 FIFA World Cup in Brazil. This show is Russia Roundup. We'll be back.
This is Russia Roundup with Sam and Bayo.
Welcome back to the show. It is still Russia Roundup with Bayonle Arashi and Sam Mbono on Vineyard Television right here in Houston, Texas, USA. Sam, France is returning to the FIFA World Cup in Russia. Do you think FIFA will win the World Cup?
You want France win the World Cup?
Do you think they will win the World Cup?
Yeah, France.
Let me put you on the hot seat. That'll be my first question.
France on my top 5 of potential winners. France are not. They're outside the top 5. You know.
You heard that right.
Yeah, they're outside top 5. I'm not missing what I'm saying. That with all full confidence, France will not win the 2018 FIFA World Cup. They don't have the team to win it, even though they can boast of players that took them to the finals of Euro competition in 2016. They don't have what it takes to be champions again. When they were champions in 98, they had mature players in the person of Zinedine Zidane. They had in the person of Robert Pires, in the player of Lilian Thuram, player of we saw they have players of their coach now, Didier Deschamps. These are players that have come a long way, and they are matured men who are ready to win that World title, and they went and won it. And they won the World Cup, the European Championship in 2 years later. So France at this time can, Antoine Griezmann, yes, he's a good player. Paul Pogba, he's a good player. But we have not seen Paul Pogba we saw in Juventus at Old Trafford. We haven't seen him. So France don't have that team, that character of a team right now, to be world champions. Okay, let's look at, even though during the qualifiers, they stopped Holland and Bulgaria.
I'm happy you actually mentioned that.
To qualify. They beat Sweden 2-1, and they beat Holland 4-0, and they drew with Luxembourg. They beat Belarus 2-1, and they
it wasn't a roller coaster qualifier.
It wasn't a roller coaster qualifier for them. They struggled to qualify, and the bottom line is that they are the World Cup, but can they win it? No.
Well, that's it from Sam. He said France might not win it, but Sam, I'm going to remind you again. I'm always very, very, very interested in this thoughts that, okay, what has happened to a team in the past? Remember, this particular French team also hosted the 2016 European Championship,
went
all the way to the finals,
yes.
And they didn't play badly at all. So when you say a team that qualified for the European Championship 2 years ago will not are outsiders of winning the FIFA World Cup, well, I would say that's a typical Sam for you. But I think this French team, I think they have what it takes
to be champions,
to go all the way. But of course, let's look at their first game. And of course, against their opponent. They are going to be playing against the Socceroos on the 16th of January in Kazan. Of course, we know Kazan is the host of one of the biggest team in Russia, Rubin Kazan. That our own Obafemi Martins used to ply his trade before he went all the way to the Far East in China. Rubin, that game in Kazan will host France, Australia. Australia had to go all the way.
Managerless Australia team for now.
And they had to go all the way to the playoffs to qualify.
They beat Honduras.
That part of the world where they play in Asia, of course we know they play in Asia, they decide not to play in Oceania where they belong. Instead they want to play in the Asian Championship. It is not an easy place to play qualifiers.
It's not.
So for them to go all the way and of course make themselves present at this World Cup shows that they also have what it takes to go all the way. What are your thoughts? You think France will beat Australia silly, or you think Australia have a chance to go all the way? Remember, the old warhorse Tim Cahill is still playing for Australia and might just be maybe the coach and of course the player for that particular squad in that one, as they do not have a coach and they've not announced any as at the time of this recording. What are your expectations for that game? All right,
the Socceroos, the Australian national team, we are in Group B in the Asian qualifiers against countries like Japan, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Iraq, and Thailand, and they finished third behind Saudi Arabia, which qualified them to the playoffs, and they went and beat Honduras, to reach Russia 2018. Yeah, the Socceroos, they are ranked. The Socceroos are ranked 36th in the world. They've been to 5 World Cups. Their best result was when they came when they made it to the second round in 2006 in Germany. So the soccer rules have been around the World Cup. They are not World Cup winners, even though they've not really made an impact. Best result, second round 2006 Germany World Cup was in Germany. On paper, France are meant to beat them silly.
Yes,
but on the field of play,
and it never worked.
It's 11 men against 11 men.
It is.
Like you rightly said, the older horse in Team Cahill capped more than 50 times for the soccer rules. So what we're talking about, Team Cahill capped 104 times with 50 goals.
Wow, that's a landmark.
The most capped player is Mark Schwarzer, even though he's no more playing for the national team. But with Team Cahill, 104 times, 50 goals.
That's amazing.
Come on, that's amazing.
That's amazing.
And he will bring that wealth of experience to the soccer rules national team. When they face France. So it's not going to be an easy game for France. But do I expect France to win? Yes, I do expect them to win because on paper, they are a more solid team than Australians. Can they win them? They can. If they should not be wasteful like they were against Portugal in the European Championship finals.
But you think, because I know you're still sitting on the fence, you're saying both can, right?
Australia cannot beat France. If they beat France, it will be an upset. France are supposed to beat them.
There, my friend goes again. He's saying Australia have no chance. They're outsiders.
They're outside to beat France. If they do, it's an upset. France, on paper, every soccer pundit in the whole world expects France to beat Australia.
Okay, Sam, before we go on our next break, how about France against Peru? Let me tell you one quick history here between those two teams. They've only played each other one time. France have only played Peru just one time, and that was as far back as 1982.
Been a long time,
what serves as like a preparatory game for the French squad towards the World Cup in Mexico. But even at that time, the French team with Michel Platini and all of them lost to Peru in that game. They lost 1-0. Do you think France are going to beat Peru with so much conviction, as you said, that they were going to beat Australia as well?
Peru will beat France.
Okay, there you go.
It's a bold prediction.
I'm writing them all down. I'm writing them all down.
On that day, hit me up on social media and tell me that, hey, Sam, you said on Russia RoundUp on this day, the 24th, right?
No, just on this day
I said that Peru will beat France. And I will tell you why. In South American qualifiers in CONMEBOL, they play a round-robin game against each other.
Yes.
That means you have to go and play Brazil. You have to go to and play Uruguay, play Argentina, play Colombia, play Chile, play Paraguay, play Bolivia, play Ecuador, play Bolivia. You play yourselves. Then the top 5
that amass the highest group
will not make it. Now Peru finished behind Colombia, 26 points, and they were tied on the same point with Chile. But a better goal difference of +1 for Peru and -1 for Chile, gave them the World Cup ticket. And South America has a way of frustrating European teams when they meet on the world stage. So I see Peru as that banana skin that will slip France on that day.
Well,
tell them I say so.
There you have it. And of course, I actually was hoping that you were not going to say Peru were going to be outsiders in that group. For anyone that cared to listen, this is another very, very, very tough group. And I was actually hoping and wishing, because in these days of my life now, this age, I don't pray about football results anymore, because I believe it is about working and, of course, working hard towards getting results. Because so you can only wish and hope when it comes to a football game. So France, Peru, Peru goes through. Peru gets the point in that, according to Sam. And I also feel Peru has a very, very big chance against this French team. And of course, he said France, Australia definitely are going to be beaten by the French team. We'll go on another short break now. And when we come back, we'll look at France and Denmark. To think that these two teams have met in the past, and of course, they have beaten each other at the FIFA World Cup. A lot of people do not know this. In 2002, the Danes, they defeated France by 2-0 in the FIFA World Cup game. And of course, in 1998, because France were the host, they defeated the Danes. So it's always been like that between the two of them. So we'll go on a quick break, and of course, that will be the FIFA qualifying round, showing how this Australian team and of course the Peru qualified for the FIFA World Cup. In case you do not know, the president of Peru, as soon as they confirmed their qualification, called for a national holiday for everyone to sit home
and enjoy, have fun.
Passion of the game. And I can tell you again that a lot of Peruvians will be in Russia supporting their team live. They love soccer like crazy in the Americas. We'll be back on Russia Roundup after the short break.
Messi now, everyone on the edge of their seats. Messi going for goal!
Join the fun, the excitement, the build-up to the World Cup, Russia 2018. Join Sam and Bayo right here on this station as they review notable World Cup moments, participating teams, individual players, coaches, match officials, and many more. You don't want to miss Russia Roundup with your hosts Sam and Bayo right here on this station.
At last, Wayne Rooney has scored and the World Cup. It's an own goal. Brazil are behind off Marcelo. A nightmare start for the host nation.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is still Russia Roundup on Vineyard Television right here in Houston, Texas. This show is open for sponsorship. For sponsorship details, kindly contact the producer of this show on the number on the screen right now, and you can also reach out to us via our social media platform also on the screen. I am at Maida Soccer on Instagram and on Facebook and on Twitter. Sam Mbono is at I am Sam Mbono on Instagram, I think, and on Twitter.
You know, sometimes I forget my Instagram
and
handle.
On Facebook, it is Sam Houston. That one is pretty easy.
On Twitter, it's Sam Mbono.
And we are very, very social.
On Instagram, it's I am Sam Mbono. You know, we can keep the conversation going.
We are very, very social. Sam, we were talking about Group C. We still look at this Group C. Also, another tough group.
France, Denmark.
At the World Cup. France, former champions, of course, of both tournaments. Denmark has also won the European Championship before. Peru, giant of American football. A lot of people actually do not know this. They think it is. Let me tell you guys something. Each time a Peru club side is playing, or even the national team, the minimum crowd in a stadium, the minimum is 80,000.
Because they are very passionate about soccer.
Minimum. Not even European football have
give
such
80 grand fans.
80,000 viewers watching a game during while your club side or your country is playing. So those people are really, and they are rich. Don't doubt it. They are not like our president said that he wants some particular people in America right here. Sam, now we're going to be looking at Denmark.
Yeah, the Danes.
At the beginning of the show, we talk about the experience the Super Eagles of Nigeria
in
had
98
against this particular Danish team, and I was also part of that debate. Unfortunately, that time I bet maybe we just beat
Denmark.
Maybe we just beat Denmark. Maybe we go meet Brazil. A lot of us have this very myopic
short-sighted.
They were like,
about the Danes.
These guys shocked us, and since that World Cup, they have not missed once. Sam, that is a very huge record for this Danes national team.
Yeah, the Danes, when you look at how they qualified to the 2018 FIFA World Cup, you see that they passed through. They passed through teams. Tough teams. They passed through Kazakhstan, Poland. They passed through Montenegro, Armenia, and in the Republic of Ireland.
In the playoffs.
In the playoffs. So in the playoffs, they even beat Ireland on the home turf, 5-1.
I was going to talk about that particular game because I wish we could show the highlights of that game, but if we're not, we're going to bring you something very special again. That particular playoff game was, for me, the defining moment of that
Danish football.
Danish squad. The squad that will come into this World Cup. Don't take them
for granted.
They are not coming to joke.
They're not coming to make up numbers. The
way form Eriksen is with Tottenham Hotspur,
Eriksen.
The way some of their top striker, including the guy from former Arsenal striker
Nicolas Bentner.
he doesn't mess around, guys. He will definitely punish your team if you joke with them. But Sam, what are your expectations? But of course, the toughest game between these two teams, France-Denmark.
I think Denmark
it's going to be the third group game.
I think it's the third group game, and it might be the game that will decide who either qualify from that group.
You know the funny thing? The 2 times these two teams have met in the FIFA World Cup match has always been, or has also been, the third group game and the final group game. In 1998, it was so. They lost that game by 2-1 because France was home, 2-1. So it's always been very close.
Yeah, it's been close.
And of course, in 2002 in Korea and Japan, it was the time for the French to receive their own beating as well. They lost 2-0 to this Danish side. What do you think about this game, France-Denmark?
Denmark played Germany in a friendly game in Brøndby, Denmark, and that game ended 1-1. Denmark beat Poland 4-0. Denmark drew with Romania. You know, so that means that shows that Denmark is not a pushover in this group.
They're not.
They're not. And if you look at the squad, Christian Eriksen, Matthew Jorgensen, Nicolas Bentner, Andre Christensen that played for Chelsea, the defender that played for Chelsea, Jannik Vestergaard for Borussia Mönchengladbach, John Elosey from Huddersfield, their keeper, Kasper Schmeichel for Leicester City. You know, so
top guy,
top keeper. You know how he played when Leicester won the EPL 2 seasons back.
Of course.
You know, their vice captain, William Carvis, who played for FC Copenhagen, Thomas Delaney for Werder Bremen, and Nicolai Jorgensen for Feyenoord, Martin Braithwaite for Middlesbrough, Yusuf Poulsen, RB Leipzig,
young guys,
Andres Colinius who played for Atalanta in the Serie A. So this team is star-studded, even though people are not looking like that. And one thing I love this Danish team is this. They've had only 3 companies that have been killing them since their history. Hummel from 1926.
You're talking about the key sponsor now.
From 1926 to 2013, before they gave that for 1 year, and now they went back to Hummel, which is, their home kit manufacturer.
Their home country kit manufacturer. And what does that tell you? Even the break they had, if you look at it logically, but it will probably be for them to renegotiate their deal with Hummel. And I remember I was very fortunate to visit Denmark in 2009.
I wish I'd been in that country pretty soon. I love that country.
With my soccer academy back home, we went to play a tournament there. And Sam, like it or not, you will not see, as big as that tournament is, one of the biggest tournaments in Denmark is Football Festival and, of course, the Dana Cup. Those are the two biggest.
We're in Dana Cup?
Yes, of course.
I ran into Victor McDonald, the sporting director of Vile Academy in Nigeria. Yeah, he told me about that Dana Cup a little bit when I ran into him.
He always takes a team there in the past. And in those 2 tournaments, you will not see any other kit sponsored by another kit company. You will never see a Nike or an Adidas or any of the brands.
Hummel.
It is Hummel you're going to see there. So it says something about culture of people. And how many people live in Denmark? I think a country of less than 2 million people, but everything they have, they make sure they use it very, very, very well and effectively. Only God knows when Africa is going to get to this stage. But of course, we'll keep doing our best on this platform and on the platform we have to always promote our own culture, our own people, our own products and services. And of course, I'm going to use the opportunity again to say, come sponsor this show, identify with your own. Nigeria will be at this FIFA World Cup. This is the biggest opportunity for you. This show will be on before, during, and after the FIFA World Cup. So you can always come sponsor the show. And of course, you'll be so glad you did. Sam, you were on Denmark.
Denmark ranked 12th in the world, 5 World Cup appearances. Their best result had been when they finished quarterfinal in 1998 and they were European champion in 1992. So Denmark have been around that corridor of soccer power in Europe. And for a long time. I remember when I was growing up, when we eat gum and we bring out the wrapper, we see some players, pictures on the wrapper of that gum, and we normally I saw more of Danish players.
Yes,
that their name, that Hummel. Their red jersey, or they stand out. So this is a team that can hurt you when you underestimate them. So France,
they can and
so
they will.
France, Peru,
Australia. Watch out.
Watch out for Danish cookies.
Watch out for Danish cookies. Of course, that is going to be for France and, of course, Denmark, which is going to be the third group game in that particular group. Sam, we're going to give a special dedication to this Denmark team. As we go on another short break, there is a player for Denmark, Bayo
Landrup.
He used to.
The brothers.
He was yes, of course. He has Michael and Brian. And of course, I remember Brian was a coach of Swansea for a very short spell. Before he was fired. And of course, he is a legend of Swiss football, and of course they love him so much in Scotland, in Scottish football. I meant to say he's a legend of that game. We have a special on Bayo Landrup, and of course watch out for his interview and what he said about the Super Eagles of Nigeria and that World Cup game in 1998. The show is Russia Roundup with yours truly, Sam Bono and Bayonle Arashi. We'll be back.
This is Russia Roundup with Sam and Bayo.
Well, it is the last gap of the show as usual. I hope you've been enjoying every bit of the show today on Vineyard Television 15.8 right here in Houston, Texas. We're still here. I am Bayo, and of course I have Sam, and together we always bring you the best of this year's FIFA World Cup. Sam, as we reach home stretch on the show, Peru, Denmark, that will be the first game for these two teams. And as we know, in the FIFA World Cup, and that game will be played in a city called Saransk. Of course, the arena is called Moldova Arena. What are your expectations? We have already talked about the huge followership of the Peruvians. That's what they're called. And of course, the consistency of the Danish team. They've not missed the World Cup since France 98. They've always been part of every one of them. So this game will be a very big motivation for them, and the fact that the two of them are not meeting the top team, with the so-called top team, which is France, of that group. So knowingly that when they get 3 points from this game, they probably just need another 3 more, and they will be ready to go to the second round of that particular tournament. What are your expectations? Who do you think will carry the day between Peru and Denmark with all that they have at stake?
Peru ranked 11th, Denmark ranked 12th.
Amazing.
And the coach of Peru, Ricardo Garcia, he has been around South American soccer for a little while, from Independiente to River Plate to Boca Juniors, to Argentine national team, 1981 to 86. And, he has that wealth of experience, in coaching a South American nation. But Denmark, their coach, Agi Haride from Norway, yes, he has been around Norwegian football, the Scandinavians, but he hasn't really been in that corridor of top European football. Even though he played for Manchester City just for one season, 1981 and 1982 season, and he played 24 games, no goals.
Wow.
He was a defender though, so I didn't expect to see him score whole of goals. But for the fact Denmark being Denmark, their players rising up to the occasion when they need be, I see Denmark beating Peru. I see Denmark, coming out from that game against Peru.
Is that what you really think, Sam?
That's what I think.
I think with the motivation that the Peruvian has had, and of course with those level of experience they had during the qualification, playing against the teams that we are all touting that will definitely might win this FIFA World Cup, either Brazil or Argentina, I think the Peruvians are going to nick this one in Saransk on June the 16th.
Oh, you go for Peruvians, right?
I definitely go for that day.
I'll go for the Danes.
And that day we're going to have 4 games, even though we're not getting to the group yet. Our own Super Eagles of Nigeria are going to play early on that day. They're going to play their first game against Croatia. And of course, we are hoping that the Super Eagles will do the needful on that day.
That should be our next episode, right? Group D.
Group D is definitely going to be our next one. And that will be a packed episode.
We will
a packed episode.
Devote more time to talk about Nigeria extensively.
Definitely, Sam. I mean, that's our own.
On that
that's
edition,
our own. We got to talk about it. I mean, and also we'll celebrate some players that need to be celebrated.
Players need to be celebrated.
Dan Amokachi is still one of those golden age Super Eagles that is still doing something very good for himself in the Finnish club. Sunday Olise doing fantastically
with his club.
Well, with his club in the Dutch league. And
I think they won promotion.
They won promotion to the Dutch LVC. So and that's never happened to them before. So Sunday Olise doing doing that will definitely give him a very, very big edge. Sam, as we round off today on the show, definitely we're going to round off the show with the 2006 World Cup final.
Yeah, before we go, news just trickled in, even though it's not soccer, but I'm a sportsman. I just want to chip it in for our viewers to know about it. The gymnastic doctor of the U.S. gymnastics, I'm talking about Larry Nassar, was sentenced 40 to 175 years for sexually assaulting more than 100 teenage girls. I mean, Simone Biles was a victim. So Halle Rasman. So I think he got what he deserved coming to him, and
that's the good thing about this system, about the American system.
When you mess up,
if you go against the law, you will definitely be punished. Remember, on the first episode of this show, we talk about it that as you go to the FIFA World Cup, just be an ambassador of yourself, be an ambassador of your family. A lot of these countries that are Western countries that are developed do not take some things for granted. Some things that some of us do in our homes, of course, in Africa or in any other part of America, and we think, okay, don't worry, I'll go with it. It doesn't go free here in America and in a lot of countries. And of course, I'm not sorry for that doctor.
I'm not sorry for him.
He definitely got what he
can
wanted.
Be anybody's kid.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, I'm a father too. You are a father. You're going to be a father. And of course, you know you will not be able to take that if anyone does that to any of your kids. Going back to the show now, and as we round off the show today, we're going to bring you the memories of the 2006 FIFA World Cup. Of course, we were all hopeful that as our own man, Zinedine Zidane, of course, you know, is an African first before becoming a French. He's an Algerian by birth and by identification. But of course, that World Cup...
He's a French.
Sam, that's another discussion for another day. For me, he's an African before any other thing. And of course, that World Cup didn't end as we expected for him. This huge player, Marco Materazzi, of course, he played into Marco's hand that day, and he couldn't get the ovation he deserved for that World Cup final. He got a red card by famously nodding Marco Materazzi's chest in that World Cup
infamous headbutt
final. And of course, it cost the French
the title.
That title.
It cost him the Ballon d'Or.
Even though the game
he could have won the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, even though the game
France
went
could have won the title.
World Cup. Yes, even though the game went all through to the penalty kick out. But I'm sure French could have probably round off that particular tournament. Yeah. Sam, your final thought on the show today?
My final thought, I'm always excited to sit alongside you, talk about this beautiful game, and I don't have more to say. Just we're gonna, like I always say, live sports, enjoy sports, and from me to you, you can be part of this show as a sponsor. Program placement, title, sponsor. You can place your product on this screen behind us, so it will be here for the full hour we send down here talking about sports. So contact those numbers you see on the screen, and we can talk about it. From me to you, it's been a great pleasure dishing out this sumptuous sporting meal to my viewers. Bye-bye, and God bless you.
All right, you've heard it from Sam there, and of course, on behalf of the production crew, especially AY, I call him famously. He's been very, very huge for this show. Special thank you to everyone at Vineyard TV. Thank you so much. And of course, like I said, we're going to round off with the highlights of the 2006 FIFA World Cup final. Enjoy it. Enjoy your weekend. And of course, enjoy your new week. We'll be back next week bringing you Group D that feature our own Super Eagles
Nigeria, Croatia, Argentina.
Huge group.
And Iceland.
My name is Bayo and of course with Sam, we'll be back next week. Sam, always good to see you, man.
Good to see you, buddy.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Play. instead of